The next requirement says a record will not save if a beach is assigned to an invalid district. So we have to find a way to only assign valid districts, yeah? So if we have all the districts in a list and we select from them, we will never get it wrong. So basically we will use here something called lookup, yeah? The beach and the district are found together in the review table as foreign keys. So let's go to the review table. So now this is what we want here. We want districts to always be valid. So if we pick them up from a list, a drop-down list of some sort, basically we will never get it wrong. So this is the way to do this, yeah? You go to the design view of the table, you go to the district ID that you don't want to be invalid. That is the whole idea. Never be assigned to an invalid, yeah, to an invalid district. Mind you, it says assigned to an invalid volunteer below, yeah? So we will do the same thing as we've done to the district. We will do to the volunteer later on. Invalid district. We don't want to have an invalid district. So we go to the district in the review table, and we chose the review table because that is where beach and district are found together. We go and use this tool down here, this facility here, yeah, called Lookup Wizard. Now a message comes up and says you can't change the data type or field size of this field. It's part of one or more relationships. So the relationship is creating a problem. So let's get rid of this table for the time being. We didn't make any changes, so let's not save any changes. We go to the relationships, and this is the review table. Get rid of the relationship that is assigned to the district, yeah? If you delete them both, that's not a big deal, yeah? You can, without thinking, just delete both of them if you want, but this is the one that matters, the relationship that uses the foreign key district ID here. So we can delete it because that's the one we want to implement the lookup on. So we got rid of it. We saved the changes. Remember to save the changes, yeah? Now we haven't got a relationship here. We go to the review table again in data design view. We go to the district ID that we don't want to be invalid. We want to always pick up a valid district ID, yeah? And now we get the lookup wizard. You don't want the lookup wizard to get the values from another table, or do you? So I will type in the values that I want. You can use either. If you look at the table, yeah, and let's expand it a bit. The table, look at the district ID. It's 1, 2, and 3. So whether you pick up those values from another table, which is obviously the district table, yeah, it has all the values, or you type them in yourself, it's the same thing. I'm going to pick them up from for ease from the other table, but when you pick them up from the other table, it throws a pipe over to the other table to be able to channel the data back in, so the relationship will come back like magic. Okay, if you use this, you will not get that relationship back. So look, say I want the lookup field to get the values from another table. Say yes. Now we're after the district, yeah, the district. So we say next. We can put them all there. We say next, and we can ignore this. Next. So you have to learn this thing, yeah? We need the district ID, yeah? The district ID, a correct district ID. So we need to unhide the key and bring maybe the columns a little bit like this, and basically next and finish. It says the table must be saved before the relationship can be created. So we created even a relationship now. Save now, yes. Now if we go to the database tools, the relationships, here is the channel that I told you before. District ID made a channel to the district ID and takes through that channel the correct IDs for the district plus the name and the volunteers attached to it. Yeah. When we save that table and we go back to the review table, now we have a lookup and we cannot get it wrong either by name or by any other means. As you can see here, it says that it stored the data for volunteer as well. It doesn't show it, it doesn't show the headings, but that's what it does. So maybe that was not needed. Maybe we can edit that. Let's go back to design view and go to the district ID and now go to lookup. See here it says lookup. So we can take away the volunteer ID from here. We can edit it. So table district, it says volunteer. From table district, that's all correct. So table district volunteer ID, we don't need it, so we slowly and carefully get rid of it. We don't need the comma either. This comma is not needed, so we delete that as well. We can click somewhere else, and if we go back to it, we save it and we go back to it and we click on the district ID. Now the combo box doesn't have the items in there, but unfortunately the column was not. Yeah, so it's better, because we just want the details of the district. It's better not to select while we're doing the lookup the beach ID. Okay, the requirements that are here somewhere talk about a record will not save if a beach is assigned to an invalid district. The fact that we have the word beach here gives us a clue that we have to find a table where beach and district are together, and invalid district gives us a clue that we don't want to assign an invalid district. So we have to have a closed range of data, which is a list that we created using the lookup, and we use them from there. Now there is something else that you have to remember, a little niche to this. Let's go back to the design view. Let's go back to the district ID and to the lookup. Now it says here limit to list, and it says no. Now that spoils everything, because we can go to the datasheet view, and although we have districts, let's say on a new record here, although we have districts 1, 2 and 3, we can type 4 or 5. Yeah. Now, and it accepts it. Let's close this and we open it and we'll see the 5 up here. Yeah. Now that's happening because of the structure of the tables. It just goes up. Now that's not a big problem. So now we can add another one. Let's say 5, and these are all invalid. Since we wanted to create a list that will pick up only values from the list, we haven't achieved our purpose. Yeah, we just tested it and it doesn't work. So basically, delete these 2 records so that you don't have a problem with them. Remember, empty. Don't delete any of the filled in data. Don't be either mixed up by the zeros. That's correct. So let's press the delete button in this case. Say yes. Now we go back to the review table in design view and we click on district, and where it says district ID, lookup, and where it says limit to list, we say yes. Yeah, we say yes. Yeah, we can double click there and we can see how it goes from yes to no. I just double clicked, it goes to no. Double click again, it goes to yes. That's what we want. Yeah, be careful you don't change anything else. Limit to list, yes. Now let's save that and let's go and test it again. Now we go to this one here, district, and we type in 6. See, that's testing it. It doesn't belong to this list. Yeah, it doesn't belong to this list and it won't accept it. Okay, so there you have it. So basically when we go back, there is no 6 anywhere. Yeah, and this concludes this video that satisfies basically this requirement here. And now we will do this one, which is quite similar to what we did before.